Hello, beautiful friends. This is a wonderful way to start again, to be in the presence of Divine Mother, and that is with music and singing. And we invoke her with our joy, with our bliss, with our love, because that is the design of Divine Mother. She is the mother of our hearts. She works through the heart, and we'll today speak about how to be in this world, how not to be of this world, how to fulfill our highest purpose, and how to always be in the presence of the mother. And so, our entire life really is a gift. It's an opportunity. And as you know, life never really ends. So we always have lives upon lives upon lives. And it's very different from reincarnation, because the reincarnation cycle was really more like a trap. But we are being liberated from the constant repeating of the same stuff and making more mess. We're going into liberation, which means next, 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 next. And that is the true design of creation, always next. And so let us go into the next. And so as we are in this gift, we have the amazing opportunity to use every split moment to be in devotion, to be in connection. Connection is really essential. There is a way to be in this universe and many other universes. And then there is the other way. And there are those two ways. One, we are connected. One, we are disconnected. All is free will. If we disconnect from this beautiful oneness, well, we chose. But we also can always choose connection. Divine Mother says, no matter where you are, meaning, creation is big. If you end up in the universe and feel a little lost, well, you are always one breath away from her, and that means connect. In that one breath we can connect. And so let us connect with our beloved cosmic mother. The way to connect with her is the simplest way. She always talks in simplicity. She brings simple teachings because she doesn't want anyone to spend too much time trying to figure things out. She's like, I'm here beneath your feet. I'm here above your head. I'm here within your body. I'm here within your heart. And so please connect with me very simply. And so let's connect with our hearts. A wonderful way to connect is to bring your hands together at your heart. The reason for that is not that we are praying, but we are actually connecting the flow of energy within our body, which also brings about an amazing connection within our consciousness. We are really connecting the flow of the divine feminine energy with the flow of the divine masculine energy in the body, in the heart, in the consciousness, and in the brain. When we connect the hands and the heart, we also connect the right and the left hemisphere, and we function differently. And that's an amazing, miraculous thing to do when we can function differently. And so let us bring her in. Beloved Cosmic Mother, restore our sacred hearts so that we may love you and life fully once again. Beloved Cosmic Mother, fill our hearts with your love so that we are in your ultimate presence once again. Beloved Cosmic Mother, fill our body and soul with your rainbow light so that we may embody our divinity once again. And the breath. Always the powerful breath, inhaling deeply. If you participated in the teachings of Yogananda, you learned the Hamsa breath, very powerful breath. I see everything as a pyramid where we always go to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And each level is a revelation. Each level is an initiation. Each level is a liberation. And each level is illumination. And so the higher we go, the lighter we become, the higher we go, the better it gets. And so Yogananda gave us those steps. We first liberate the being, then we enrich the being with light, so illumination. Then we expand the being to the soul, then we merge with the spirit. And when we are done with exploring the vastness of spirit, we find source of all things. We have a personal meeting, encounter with Divine Mother, with Divine Father. And that is the highlight of our life, That is fulfilling our purpose, because we then actually found our connection on a personal level. That is self-realization. And I always quote Yogananda, my inner teacher, he always said, don't believe in God, make that connection, get to know divinity, really face to face, have no doubt that you can actually encounter Divine Mother in her body, that she can talk to you in language, that you will hear her speak to you in your language. Because of course, Divine Mother speaks all languages, including all the cosmic languages. It really is no limitation. And I find that the biggest obstacle that I found in my own being is that we can't imagine some things. We go like, no, I can't imagine Divine Mother would want to come and talk to me. Surely she just talks to the big gurus, the big yogis, the ones who meditated forever in a cave and had all the past lives and yogis already. But that is not true. She comes to every single one of us when we make ourselves ready and available. We are ready and available just by being here with her. So since the entire process, to me, from my experience, it is a process. It is kind of step by step. And, there are so many different processes. And I teach the one that was given to me through Yogananda, through Divine Mother, and through Divine Father. And this process always works for me, for example. So I say, if it works for me, I'm an ordinary human being. I don't live in a monastery. I live in a family, as a wife, as a mother, soon as a grandmother. And so it is simply that we can really self-realize and we can connect no matter what life we lead. And it is simply our devotion, our love for the divine, our passion for the divine. Being passionate to me is really important, because it's you. I want to call it, what else is there to be passionate about in this world? To be passionate about our fullness. So when we work with Divine Mother, she comes to you. Never give up calling her in. Always call her in. And sometimes she comes without you calling, and that was my case. I didn't even think of calling Divine Mother, and she came and she stayed. And so I'm going to take you today through a little bit of, we'll look at the big picture of how to be in this world, how to live. And again, it's just the teachings that Divine Mother shared with us. So I'll stick with, we looked at her primordial kind of expression. When she expresses herself without a real form, it is a form, she comes as the rainbow light. And this is known to the mystics, of course, because we have the 12-dimensional rainbow that is in the ethers. We are designed to be 12-dimensional beings. And so our rainbow here, we maybe see 7 colors, but really in higher dimensions, it is always 12 colors, because we are in a world designed on the principle of 12. And so within us is a 12-dimensional geometry. You can call it the chakras, but really in the end, this rainbow shines through the entire being, which we had I'm going to be skipping a little bit through these slides here. I kind of like to use the visuals to help the storytelling. So in the end, we just become one big rainbow ourselves. When this happens, we truly have embodied our fullness. And I like to call it the Christ self, because Christ was the one who taught me about this. And so he told me, and I say he because he appeared to me as Jesus. And so he told me, you and me in this lifetime, not next lifetime, but this lifetime, this body that you are in, this life, we will accomplish this. And I call it accomplishing it because it is an accomplishment when we can liberate the being and fully embody the rainbow light. This will speed up our physicality. In a way, we are a vibration. We have electrons within us. We have atoms within us. And so there is this energy, atomic energy, cellular energy, and it's all particles. And these particles have vibrations. And so depending on how fast we vibrate, that's how fast we can move to other dimensions. Or if we are very slow, we stay here. But we want to be speeding up our own frequency. We're going to be speeding up our vibration. And one day, you and me, we will do what the mystics in Tibet do, and in the beautiful teachings of Taoism and Buddhism. we will actually vibrate out. We will be vibrating out of here instead of dying and doing all that stuff. We're going to vibrate out. And that's what he showed me. And so this is the great rainbow light of the mother that flows through us. This is the great rainbow light of the father that flows through us. These are magnetic currents from source. They are visible as serpents. And so, when we speak about the mother, I like to look at different traditions as well, where I found her. And one of the great traditions that speaks about the mother is the Taoism. And I love the Tao Te Ching, and I'll show later again the translations that I use. And this is so beautiful because the Tao is the mother. The Tao is the cosmic mother nature. And so when we hear about the cosmic mother nature, I love the Tao says, if you are a superior man, woman, being, when you hear about the cosmic mother, you immediately begin to embody her. But when an average person hears about the cosmic mother, they maybe half believe it, half not. And when a foolish man hears about the cosmic mother, he laughs out loud, like that's so silly. And the wonderful thing is, in the Tao, it says, if he didn't laugh, it wouldn't be the Tao. Because she is recognizable to those who match her consciousness. And then there is no doubt. There is no absolute, there's no disbelief. Because when we recognize the cosmic mother, we know exactly who she is, how she embodies herself. But when somebody says, well, that's ridiculous, obviously, because if you cannot meet her, then you think, well, that would be so ridiculous if Divine Mother could appear in the sky as the rainbow serpent, right? But when you get to know her, you understand the fullness of her expression, and then you just want to embody her. And this is the biggest passion, I think, that we have as divine beings in this world. We are designed actually to have this passion to embody the mother fully. Now I'm going to play the verse from the Tao Te Ching so that we can listen to Stephen Mitchell. That's his translation, verse 41.
When a superior man hears of the Tao, he immediately begins to embody it. When an average man hears of the Tao, he half believes it, half doubts it. When a foolish man hears of the Tao, he laughs out loud. If he didn't laugh, it wouldn't be the Tao.
And that's the beauty of it. So I always say Divine Mother is hidden in our plain sight. And so for those who realize that she's hidden in the plain sight, they want to embody her. And those who don't realize it, they laugh and maybe call us silly. And so, well, I'm laughing too. But we're going to embody that girl. We know exactly how to do it, and she's going to teach us how to do it today. So, in the Tao Te Ching, you see the symbolism, which is the same thing. You see the serpent, you see the dragon. That's all the mother's energy. It's serpentine dragon energy that moves through all things. But of course, she takes on other forms like Adi Shakti. Today, I will be speaking about another form where she appeared to me, and she will deliver her teachings through that. So how to be in this world. I will share the lessons that my mother taught me, how to be in this world. And the first one will be a lesson that we all recognize maybe from religions, and that is to be in this world, but not to become it. If the world is dysfunctional, we don't become dysfunctional with it, but we are in this world as an amazing force to be reckoned with. We are the agents of Divine Mother in this world. We are the ones who bring her light, embody her light, shine her light, and hold on to her light, multiply the light, and emanate the light. This is really our mission here. Again and again, when I go and meet with all the different councils in other dimensions and come back with information or with missions, with homework, which is something that everyone should ask for. And again, I'll go through the process that I use. Every single day is an amazing gift. It is your opportunity to take those moments. Our time counting is not exactly the cosmic time, so I don't want to say the 24 hours, but this cosmic day that is given to us every day from sunrise to sunrise, night and day, is an opportunity to be fully connected and fully in service. I call it the divine homework. Every day, ask for a new homework. And when you get a homework that takes a long time, fulfill it. Sometimes we get missions that are for the entire lifetime. And then as we fulfill that mission every day, Divine Mother sees it, of course, because it's all about energy. She sees you doing your work, because sometimes it feels like work. And then she gives you more, and she gives you more, and she gives you more. And so that's, for example, how she was working through Yogananda. Always more, a little mission here and there, and fulfill. And so we can actually then embody fully our divinity. Because if we take breaks from our divinity, let's say we go to work and we forget about Divine Mother. Well, we took a break from our own divinity, and it's not that she will suffer, but we might end up feeling very disconnected and maybe so unfulfilled. And so our fulfillment in our relationships, in our work, in our families, in our friendships, in our missions, this amazing fulfillment can only come from the connection first, number one, with our divine self, which leads us, of course, to Divine Mother, Divine Father God, but not as a belief. I really don't think that that's so useful. I don't know. But I think truly finding a way to have that direct experience, even if it's just once in a lifetime, it will forever be within you. Divine Mother has this amazing ability to enter the physical body that we have. And she enters in many different ways. And this is kind of like the graphic I created when I had her enter. So when she came in 2017 for the first time, and she came again and again and again, and I mentioned this before, but she would actually wake me up in the middle of the night when everyone was asleep. And she likes to come in the middle of the night because then everybody around you in this world where you live, in the country, in the time zone, is asleep. And that creates a different condition within the ethers. When human beings are awake during the day, they constantly produce too much energy that might be distorted through thinking, through speaking, through doing, through feeling. And so it creates a lot of disturbance. For example, there are traditions in the Himalayas and in certain traditions of yogis and meditators. They never take a nap during the day because they find that if they took a nap, their energy would be actually really affected by the distortions in the field around them when people are awake. But that's just some traditions that I know of. They don't nap. And so that's why the middle of the night is the best time for the mystics. And many people will actually realize that they are being waken up every evening, every night in the middle of the night. And I want to say ahoy to Joseph. And so in the middle of the night is the best time for Divine Mother to come and wake you up. It is also when your guides would work with you usually. They wake us up around 2 and 3 and 4. That's the best time for them to actually come through and where they can do energy transmissions with you. And so Divine Mother, she has this amazing ability to enter our body. And you will know when she wants to do it, she will let you know. And then she starts entering through the channels of the physicality that is actually hers. It is her physical body that you are in. The body Deva is a Deva, an elemental being of the mother. And so, of course, she can enter. I truly believe when I watch small children and when I look at, when my children were small, when she enters, she moves through everyone. But through kids, it's much easier because they are living in surrender. When we get older and older and older, we very much do not surrender anymore to this life force to move us the way she used to. And then we have to start doing things like yoga and doing all the different practices. And it's only because we no longer surrender easily. But Divine Mother wants to come through the body, and she wants to come through the energy channels. And then she teaches us from within and she liberates the energetic channels from within. And when she does that, she will deliver all her teachings, and she will deliver to you the teaching, the cosmic teachings, you know, they are universal teachings, but expressed in words specifically for you. And so she taught me a process, and she told me, again, super simple sounding process. And if we can go through it, it will take us to the ultimate encounter with the divine, the ultimate expansion of consciousness. And that is to, number one, relax. Now, what does it mean to relax? And I know I spoke about this before, but these are the 4 steps how to be every day with Divine Mother in full surrender to her. And some people tell me that they don't want to be fully surrendered because they still want to have their own will. And I say, don't worry, you still will have your uniqueness. That is the whole point. The whole point is that you are a unique expression of the divine that was designed to be an expression of joy, an expression of love, an expression of harmony, and number one, to be a creator being too, with her, to co-create with her, never without her, and truly never against the will of creation. And that will is always more love, more light, and unity. So, you know, when we truly learn how to relax, we relax our mental body, our emotional body, of course, our physical body, but we relax all the channels within us, all the tightness, all the stuff in our etheric body. So it's a big process just to relax, actually. And then we need to let go. And there's so much to let go of. It's unbelievable. The cosmic joke. There are so many layers to let go of. And so also we are letting go of all illusion within us. And we do, of course, live in a world that is one big illusion. And we need to understand how to be in that illusion. And we'll speak about that today. So whatever we see, this is the illusion on the outside. I'll try to explain it the way Divine Mother explained it. Everything around us is a result of past, and it seems to be present. It's like being in a movie theater and you watching a movie that was made before. They had to make the movie and then you watch it. So our lives here are like a movie that was made before, and now we get to watch it. Some people say now you get to watch it so that you can understand your choices. It's again, I think, from the Matrix. But we are not powerless as we watch the movie of the past. So how is this movie of the past? Why is it not present? And why do people say be in the present, be in the now? So Divine Mother again explained this to me. And she said, well, what people say is be in the now, be in the present. The present is not now. The present is eternal. When we go to the level of Divine Mother, there is only one moment, and that moment is eternity. It's not segregated and separated into past, present, and future. There is only eternity, and that is what we call the present moment. And so she said, everything in this world that you would call she calls it small lives. So all the experiences we have here, and individual lives and collective lives, she calls it, the small lives, because she herself calls herself life with a capital L, meaning the eternal life. And that is the beauty in it all. She always invites us to love life with the capital L. She's not asking us to love the little stories that are very often the result of unconsciousness. She's not asking us to love our suffering. She's not asking us to love our pain. And yet she will also have a way to explain pain and suffering to us and how to resolve that. So what she is saying, love Divine Mother with all your heart. Love Goddess Life with all your love. And love life with a capital L with all your heart. So that is the letting go. The letting go is the letting go of actually the stuff which piled up in all our bodies. It piled up also in the human mind. It piled up in the ancestry, in the civilization, in the culture, and so on and so on. There is a lot that piled up. We have been conditioned by many different things, and we have been conditioned for the last 12,000 years to be the civilization that we are. But when we liberate our being, we let go. Letting go is the ultimate liberation. We let go even of our own personality. Again, that's a process, it's a mystical experience. We do not really need a personality self that we consider to be our human personality, because that is usually a collection of memories, of thoughts, of belief systems. And there is really no need for it, because the ultimate personality that we want to embody and we were designed to embody is actually our divine self. It is the 12-dimensional circle of rainbow light that we want to embody, and may that be our true personality. What we consider personality in this world, Yogananda had a great name for it. He called it the fossil. So he said, you don't need to carry that fossil with you. And I love, he had very funny expressions to all these things, but it's true. We don't need to become a fossil, which means I remember when I was 6, this happened to me. And then when I was in a relationship, this happened to me. And today, I am who I am because of all those things. No, you are your divine being. You can just say in one breath, I let go of all. And we again have many different processes for this. Patricia Cota Robles uses the violet flame to purify. We have been working also with the living fire of God to purify. We use the breath to purify, all these energies, they just need to go. There's nothing to hold on to really, ultimately. What I have experienced in my life is that every day you are invited into more of yourself. And the way to do it is that you trust that you're going towards more of yourself. It never is actually what I would call hard. It actually is blissful, because it makes sense that the lighter you become, the more blissful you become. It only gets better. That's my experience. I don't understand how it could be hard, because it has to come to a point where we surrender. Surrender is the ultimate state of liberation, of trust, of love, of knowing. You fall into the arms of the mother, and you don't worry about if you will hold on to some personality self or not, some memories or not, because if you go for the ultimate, don't worry, she will treat you well. And she treats us so well only if we surrender to her. If we experience anything in our life that is not aligned with the divine self, which is not aligned with the love of the mother, it creates suffering and pain. And so that's why it's so good to let go. And it's so important to purify the being. And for example, again, I'm just looking at my own journey, how long it took. I like to know how long it takes. I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. But it took 2 years of daily purification with Yogananda to truly be able to go into these higher states of consciousness. And the idea is, of course, that in this lifetime, you fulfill your destiny. In this lifetime, you fulfill your highest purpose, and not, it doesn't matter if you're 100 years old or 5 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60. Every single day is an opportunity to fulfill your highest purpose. And so some people say, I don't know my highest purpose. It doesn't matter. Your highest purpose is very simple. It is to fully connect with Divine Mother, to fully connect with Divine Father. You can choose, it doesn't even matter. They don't care if we connect with the Mother or the Father or Source of the universe. But it's good to go for the big, which would be the cosmic Mother, the cosmic Mother of all things. And she will lead you to the Father. This is, again, experience. She will lead you because she is the more obvious one, because she's in all things. Yogananda said he could commune with the mother through a blade of grass, and she would talk to him First, he would hear her as the Om, because you can hear her in the ethers as Om. But then when you attune yourself to her and you have a question, she will talk to you in a human language of your choice and she will deliver everything onto you. It's pretty amazing. And again, I think that, you know, if only mystics and great yogis had these experiences, I would feel like, well, you know, is it attainable? Probably not. But again, I think that it's by design that we, as what I would call really ordinary human beings, and I'm sorry, I don't want to call you ordinary, I call myself ordinary. And so I think this is by design, that even an ordinary human being can have these experiences, can actually embody cosmic consciousness, so that we know it is here for every single one of us and no one is excluded. So if you can remember these 4 steps, they are absolutely unbelievable. And the fun thing is, Divine Mother told me, you know, like in this world, a lot of people manifest by writing down a list of what it is that they want. And I was doing that one day. I was like, okay, I want to write this book and I want to teach this class and I want to do this and that. And she said, Adi, relax, let go, trust, and surrender. And all will be delivered onto you and so much more. So I let go of all my lists. I don't do it anymore. And I just every day surrender to her. And so how do you surrender to the mother? Well, it is easy and she will guide you. Invite her every single day into your life, night and day, and live your life as this amazing master being. Even though you might still not feel masterful in every area, it doesn't matter. She actually will take it like where you are right now, she'll step in and that's it, bam. She'll take you on a journey and she will take you on a beautiful journey and she will test your trust. She will test your ability to surrender. But again, none of that will be painful. None of it will feel hard. It will only be a test of your fearlessness, that anyway is your divine nature. And so you are just returning to your divine nature. She would not push the boundaries. Well, let's talk about that a little bit too. And so when we learn to invite her into every moment of our thoughts, for example, you thinking something that might not be all that divine, and you will know because you might suddenly not feel so good. We were designed not to feel good with bad thoughts. And so call in the mother and just give her those thoughts and start talking to her in your head. And you can just say, Divine Mother, these thoughts are not my thoughts. Don't know how they entered. I'm not going to entertain them. Please, you take them, recycle them, turn them into love. And so on and so on. It is a little bit of a management at the beginning, but then she transforms you. So when she starts entering your body, she also enters your brain and she will rewire your brain. And people call it Kundalini awakening. I call it the mother entering and fully rewiring the system, awakening us fully, meaning awakening herself so beautifully in our body, in our consciousness. So when the mother enters, she will go into the brain and she will reconnect the left and right. She will reconnect the left and right hemisphere as well. And I think a lot of yogic practices are designed to do it, but the mother can do it for you in an instant. And when she does it, something incredible happens. I was so blown away when this happened. So the Divine Mother entered, she reconnected the right and left. And after that, the ability, well, I don't want to call it ability, but any thoughts of judgment forever disappeared in a way that you look at reality and you are thoughtless and you just feel immense love. And that's it. She will take away the typical, human brain. When you look at something, you immediately have a judgment pop up about it. She deletes it. And then you are just in the presence of love that emanates into the world and nothing really matters. So all these, amazing states, they can happen anytime. You never know. I was sitting in a coffee shop with my friend in Berkeley when this happened. And suddenly Divine Mother came, she popped into my brain, rewired things, and that was it. And it, again, you know, mystical experiences can happen anywhere and everywhere. So how does the surrender happen with Divine Mother? You guys maybe are familiar with the books of Carlos Castaneda. I think it's Don Juan's teachings. And there is one book that I really enjoy. I enjoy audiobooks. So if you have Audible, you can download it. It's only 2 hours, the book itself. And the book is called The Wheel of Time. And I really love this because it's just the quotes, just, you know, the nuggets from Carlos Castaneda. And so The Wheel of Time, only a 2-hour book. You can listen to it while you're cooking lunch. And to me, it is exactly the teaching of Divine Mother, just given through a different tradition, the same thing, you know, the ancient shamans of Mexico. And so he describes the same thing of surrender, where Don Juan was teaching him about the importance of surrender to the divine and the test of fearlessness. So it happens in your non-physical body. And this is important. Divine Mother would not want to harm your physicality. But the non-physical body can show her your fearlessness. And many people will experience this the same way. She will take you out into her own body, which is cosmos. And she will ask you to go through the process of completely dissolving into her, to become one with her, and to do it fearlessly, even though you will go through a portal of nothingness. So first you dissolve your own being. You know, there are traditions that call it extinguishing the self, I think. And so then you kind of explode, your consciousness explodes, and there is the moment of nothingness. It's almost like going through a black hole. But then she rewards you. And the next thing that happens, you become one with cosmos. So I think that's what the yogis describe as cosmic consciousness. Suddenly, all the galaxies, all the universes are actually within you, and you are beholding them in your own consciousness. And when this happened to me, I thought I was going to die, actually, because it feels like, and again, I think people speak about this as like spiritual death. So definitely, the reward was really sweet. Suddenly you behold all cosmic life within yourself. And there is, of course, the expansion of consciousness is so immense that you get to understand this universal and cosmic wisdom, and you can bring it back, of course, and change other people's lives as well, and let alone your life. And so in the shamanic tradition, Carlos Castaneda describes it, and Don Juan would take him up on a cliff, but he also was not in his physical body. He was also in his etheric body. So, you know, when we travel out of body, and again, it's a body that is much, actually, it seems more real than our physical body. And so he would ask him also to be up on the cliff and to surrender to the divine and to show his fearlessness. So again, if you read his books, you can read about it too. Same thing, same process, just different description. So very similar. So what happens then? You become this. And to me, when this happened to me, I wasn't quite sure if I still existed or not, because you cannot find yourself as a separate body, but you still perceive everything as a unique perspective. So you are still you, but you are formless and you are everywhere. And I think this is what we are designed to do, actually, to become one with it all. And then, of course, when this happens, you become all love, because when you see this Divine Mother's life force in all things, then again, you then, I think it's in Buddhism, become completely, I don't know if that's the right word to describe it, harmless. You can cause no harm to any part of life when you realize what life truly is, and that the mother is always looking at you. Thank you, the wheels of time. So the mother is in all things, and that's something that, again, is the Tao. Then when the superior man, woman hears of the Tao, they want to embody this instead of having doubt about it, or maybe doubt that you can do it. You can do it. If I could do it, you can do it. You know, of course, Yogananda could do it, but he was Yogananda. But it sounds like maybe Carlos Castaneda did it too. So, you know, it is an expansion, and we were designed to expand. The thing is that, of course, in this world, cause no harm to any part of life. Divine Mother truly is in all things. She's in every rock. That's why, for example, mining the earth, they're like exploiting the mother. Killing is exploiting the mother, let alone killing, humans. But of course, we are still in a civilization that kills animals. And that is simply our misunderstanding of what life truly is and where life force and true nourishment comes from. And I'm saying, please do eat whatever you want, but eventually Divine Mother will lead all of us. And this is already here, the energy. Divine Mother is leading all of us to be more attuned to cosmic energies, or energies that manifest in plants, like, fruit and vegetables and nuts, than to be gaining what we call energy from something so dense and actually that contains energies that we don't want to have within us, like animals, for example. But again, everyone has to come to this on their own journey, and we cannot ever, tell others what to do. But I'm just saying, what happens, this happens, because in the end, Divine Mother wants us to see her in the eyes of the animals too. And there is a very important reason for this, which she explained to us yesterday on the call in the evening, actually. So Divine Mother, and I will speak about her and animals a little bit. The reason for this is that Divine Mother, she absolutely, truly does love animals. She created creatures in this world through the divine codes of DNA, and DNA is her code. She is the mother of sacred geometry. And so when this sacred geometry comes into this world, it goes through an alchemical process. It moves through the waters, and all life on planet Earth is birthed through water. And so she merges her geometries that are constantly evolving. There will always be new species coming from the mother into this world. And they always will be coming through merging with the element of water, which is the element of the mother, Ma. All elements have a sound, and the sound, the sacred sound of water, is Ma. And so she merges the sacred geometries to create new species, like us too. But we are supposed to actually be one with them and to know why they are here. Everyone is here to express their own divinity, whether it is an animal or a human, or a plant, or a rock, or a crystal, or an element, of course. And so everyone comes here with their own music. You came here with your music. Animals come here with their music. And she wants us to be an amazing orchestra. And so in her world, she would not kill an animal, actually. And Divine Mother appeared to me once, and she came with elephants. And, I don't really think about elephants normally. They don't walk around here. We have cows around here, so many beautiful cows. But she came with elephants. And she says, Addie, I'm going to teach you 2 things about how to be in this world. And so those are the 2 teachings I will share now. This is exactly how they were given. So hopefully it doesn't sound too strange, but I'm going to exactly describe it how she gave it to me. She took me with her in my, etheric body that I travel into other dimensions and other places. And we went to a place where Divine Mother was in front of a cage. I assume it was somewhere in Asia, where elephants were locked up in a cage and they had chains on their legs and they were suffering. And she said, look at it. And so I stood there, and together we watched and observed the suffering of these elephants. And I think this, happens, if you watch some documentary movies, it happens in the countries that use elephants for different things. But Divine Mother wanted me to see this. And then, of course, it was unbelievably painful to watch the suffering of beautiful elephants, as it is to watch any suffering, or observe any suffering, or witness any suffering of anyone and anything in this world. And she said, well, Addie, now I want you to do something like the Divine Mother would do. And she showed me within her own heart how she faces this. She looks at it, she sees it, she doesn't become it, she doesn't go down with it, she doesn't go into her own suffering, even though she knows this is suffering, but she immediately creates the opposite of it in her heart, but she creates it from her fullness, not from her pain. She doesn't create it from pain, she creates it from love. And so she said, practice. When you see anything in this world, which is the old movie, create from the fullness of your loving heart whatever is needed to counteract what you see, but don't become it. Now, this to me is still very, very much practice, because, you know, when you see suffering of someone really dear to you, for example, that's really hard, because obviously we are designed to suffer with our loved ones more than the people that we don't know by design, but eventually we are designed to be absolutely compassionate and, you know, feeling with everyone in this world. So there I was standing in front of the cage, and I just followed her instructions. I went into my heart. I filled up my heart with love, with safety, with well-being, with thriving, with joy, all the things I was envisioning these elephants should be experiencing. But I could not think about what they are going through right now, you know? So it helps you to create the new. We always want to be creating the new without the imperfection of the old. And this was the key. So hopefully this makes sense. Create the new within yourself based upon maybe what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what's going on. But don't become at all that which is going on, but become the new. So the new would be, for example, in this case, it would be, I see the elephants playing and having fun and, you know, being free, being healthy, you know, being loved, and just being in their own divine expression in this world, and just living on purpose, their own purpose, fulfilling their own beautiful song. And so I did that. And when I did that, so let's say, I think there were like 4 elephants in the cage. Divine Mother dissolved the cage. She dissolved the chains. She dissolved the suffering. And suddenly we were in a whole new place. And I was surrounded, and I just found this picture, by so many happy elephants. And again, you know, this is Divine Mother's world. So I just, you know, it's not my imagination, but she used her own beings that she wanted to be in this. And so what she did, she multiplied everything. And she said to me, Adi, I am a multiplying force of goodness and love in this world. If you call in the well-being for a few, I will multiply that well-being and bring it to many. And this to me is the greatest teaching Divine Mother has ever given to us. The power to create is always within our hearts, not the minds, but the hearts. It is the heart that creates. The mind only helps to create the visuals, to create the architecture, but it will be Divine Mother, when she feels your full heart, that she will multiply whatever is in your full heart. Now, this is amazing. So whatever it is, she multiplies, magnifies the good. Thank you, Asha. She is the magnifying, multiplying force of good and love in this world. And so you and me can help her so much in this world. And since that day, I never asked for anything actually personal, ever, because I know that the greater my heart can be, she will even come and magnify that and multiply that. So the big things that are necessary in this world is peace, is thriving for all, is well-being for all, is joy for all, is divine remembrance for all, and so on and so on. You will have your own, you know, beautiful heart's desires that will be that rise from the heart. And so she says, please keep your eyes open on this world. Don't look away from it. This is a great opportunity to give rise to the mother in this world. And so this is how we bring the mother into this world. Yogananda talked to Divine Mother, of course. And one day he asked her, Divine Mother, how can we call you into this world? And she responded and she said, call me, speak to me from the depths of your heart, from the core of your being, from the very depths of your soul, persistently, majestically, determinedly, with a firm resolve in your heart that you will go on seeking me, no matter how many times I do not answer. If you unceasingly whisper in your heart, oh, my silent beloved mother, speak to me, I will answer. And that was the next line that didn't fit on the slide. And she will answer. So, Divine Mother, she is as real as you seem to be. She is as real as we all seem to be, but she is much more real than that. We absolutely have to get to know her in this lifetime, today. Today, why wait till tomorrow? And so how do we accomplish the mother? Well, we can read about her. We can listen to books written about her. Stephen Mitchell, definitely a wonderful, wonderful book of the mother. And I wanted to, again, quote from the Tao Te Ching, because yesterday and the day before, if you were on the calls, Divine Mother explained to us how to be in the middle, centered in the goodness, centered in the light, centered in love, and not to be in the opposing forces, which we can call the good and evil. She said the true good is in the middle, not one-sided, not lopsided. And again, she gave us these visuals, we don't want to be constantly going, from right to left, from the good to evil, from the sick to health, from rich to poor. We want to be in the middle. And the Tao Te Ching has a wonderful way to describe this again, and that is center yourself in the Tao. The Tao is the mother, and evil will have no power. Not that it isn't there, but you will be able to step out of its way. Give evil nothing to oppose, and it will disappear by itself. And that, once again, is being in that Christ consciousness in the middle. So, this is our masterclass, the third day. We have one more day tomorrow with Divine Mother. And then after that, I will be teaching again 4 days of a masterclass of embodying Christ consciousness, of embodying the 12 dimensions within yourself, of merging with the ultimate, understanding our own multidimensionality. I'll be teaching also how to open the third eye. I will be also teaching how to travel out of body if you are interested to experience it consciously. And all of it really all leads to that one thing, and that is, how can you fulfill your highest purpose in this world, since you are the agent of the mother? So when the mother called me into this world, for example, I remember before I was leaving the world where I was living before, not this world, and my family there gave me this warning. And the warning was very, very similar to what we know. Okay, so you have to go to the earth. That's not easy. It's going to be a very tough place to be, kind of along those lines. So if you have to go, don't really become one with that world. Be in that world. Be of service. Do your thing, but don't really become one with it. And that's why you and me are here. The way that I see this is that I remember past lives where we already have become enlightened. We already absolutely have become enlightened. We accomplished the great mystery. But that's why we are back here. We are back here because we were so good at it when it was hard. And so now it's actually easier. But, you know, the divine looked at us and said, oh, you already did it. So you know how to do it. I'll send you back. And, you know, Yogananda didn't say many nice things about this world. He couldn't wait to get out of here. So if Yogananda didn't think much of it, then it's okay to say how it is. And that is, it is not always hard in the world with so much unconsciousness. But because we already have been here before, and because we've done it before, that's why we came here back, because we already said, you know what, I cracked the code. I cracked the code in the unconscious world, and I was able to embody the Tao. I was able to embody the Divine Mother, and I was able to surrender to her. And so if I did it once, I'm going to do it again. And so that's why you are here, to do it again. So thank you so much for being here. We'll repeat again at 5 p.m. Pacific. The calls are always different because really whatever needs to be said. And also it depends on who is on the call. I notice very big differences depending on who is on the call and what information is shared as well. But tomorrow we will be going on with our Divine Mother. I don't want to send another email about it. I know some people like it when I send a lot of emails with reminders, but please just put it in your calendar if you want to participate with the same Zoom, same time. And that will be our final day with Divine Mother. And then we will move into our multidimensionality. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.